All right, guys. So good afternoon to everyone, and thanks for joining what is our second webinar, Robuschi webinar, as a follow-up from the conference we've had in October last year. That was one of the activities that we decided to put in place in order to enhance the communication with you guys. So as I mentioned, it's the second that we're doing today. First one was in January. And today's presentation is going to be a mix between follow-up from last time, as well as new information and new people participating to the webinar. I'm not going to just be by myself doing it like the last time, but Christina and Nora are together with me, and they will respectively present the marketing update as well as the aftermarket update. So I believe that you should be able to see the screen now and all the information on the slides. A very quick look at the agenda. So many points to talk about, as I mentioned. Quite a lot of topic. So we will try to go as quickly as possible, but at the same time to make sure that we cover everything that we have to share with you in the most broad way possible. So for those who have been present in the last webinar, you should now be familiar with ReadyTalk, and what you should be able to see on your screen is basically two main sections, where you see the main screen with the slides going through, and then on the other left side you have your question box where you can type questions that we will be able to see directly, and that we will answer. Either we will answer at the end of the session if they need some more discussion or some longer explanation than just a quick answer. If the question is relatively quick to answer and in the moment of the discussion, we will do it right away. You should also be able to raise your hand. I believe you have a small button at the bottom left corner of your screen where you can raise your hand. If you do so, we will see it as presenter. Your name will be flagged, and we will see that you wanna say something. So the quickest way to get in touch with us is to type a question and send it through. We will see it, and then we will answer either on the fly or at the end. All right, so as we did last time, we wanted to update you on the activities that came out of the conference in Italy and the status of where we are today. So quickly looking at Q1, many of the activities that have been completed will be presented in the coming slides. So I'm not going to go too much in detail right now on these ones. I'm just gonna say that some have been postponed to the next quarter. We put ourselves with a big target and a big challenge. Some activities will and are taking longer than expected, so that's why we are postponing it. These are the presentations and some of the projects from aftermarket. We are not going to give up. The idea is to make sure that whatever we do when we launch is going to be done in a way that can be helpful, but also good for everyone. So at the same time as we're developing new product, new initiatives, we're also taking the opportunity to clean up some of the legacies or some of the processes that are not working on our side to make sure that progressing, everything will work okay. So not a big issue. Yes, a slight delay, but we're keeping an eye and a focus on it. Everything has started already, so it's just a matter of completing the activities. I'm just going to jump straight to the topic rather than just going through the list one by one. It's going to be probably more interesting and more self-explanatory. So in the activities, Some were related to our CEP business. So what we call CEP is everything related to our non-standard product quoted through Parma. So in October, one of the things that we've been presenting and one of the flaws that we realized at our level was a gap in the tracking of our performances in this particular business, and more specifically, timing that we're taking in order to quote anything that deviates from our standard. So it's true that we didn't have a baseline to give you an estimation on how long it takes on average in order to quote such a type of project. This is not the case anymore. We've set up ourselves with a target of 2 weeks, so 10 working days, to be able to answer you from the moment that you request a CEP non-standard quote to the moment we deliver. So, of course, this target is a very blunt one because there are many factors impacting the turnaround time. We need to have all the documentation, the scope has to be defined, et cetera, et cetera. But that's the starting point. We're aiming for this. And as we're progressing, we're going to build onto the KPI to refine it and making it even more accurate. And this is linked to the second point you see on the slide, which is the complexity level of the project. Of course, we can't aim to have a quote with a very, very large specification and complex product to be quoted in 2 weeks. It will take more time, we know. The same way on the opposite side, where the customization is something light and simple that should not take 2 weeks but few days. This is going to be our next approach, that we're going to categorize each of the projects to fall into 3 different buckets. So to make it in a very visual way, simple, moderate, and complex project. And from simple to complex, the time expectation turnaround will be adjusted. So for a simple one, it will be a couple of days, 1 week. For moderate, it will be 2 weeks. That's the middle part where we are today. And for the complex one, 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So we haven't defined yet which are the KPIs of the level that will be. But the intention is that when we're there, you know that depending on the type of project that you're facing in front of you, you can expect such and such level of complexity and therefore time to get the quote on your hand. So that will help you having the discussion with your customer, and also that will help us being more transparent on what is expected from our side, and to know that if it's a very complex project to be quoted, it can't happen in a day or 2. It will require, no matter what, 3 weeks, unless we take shortcuts. We decide to disregard specs and so on, but that's another discussion. So the baseline is this one, and from this one, then we can talk. The other big part that has been completed from the non-standard business side was the finalization of product technical specifications. So these are the technical specifications for standard products. What you're seeing on the screen is a screenshot of an Excel spreadsheet that is going to be put on RepsNet. The same spreadsheet will exist for the Robox lobe range, screw below 1 bar and screw above 1 bar. So 3 different files. And in those files, how is it presented? So in the first tab, basically, you have what our standard product is made of. So all the components, some details, and so on. The idea is to use this document as a spreadsheet and a checklist, where if you want to have something quoted that differs from the standard, you just need to mark it on the spreadsheet and send it alongside with the request to the CEP team. That way, it's going to very much ease the reading of the request to see what is special, what is not, in a very quick way. That will avoid also wasting time when we receive the entire spec, and then we need at least a week to go through the spec to really know what is required to be special. So that's a time saver for us. The other usage of this document is to be able to refer to what is our standard. By that, I mean, as you can see at the bottom of the screenshot, I have highlighted some of the tabs, which are referring to some of the components that we're using in standard. If you go to this tab, then you will see, the spreadsheet on RepsNet, each of the tabs represent the technical specification of our standard component, meaning that you can use this document as a baseline to talk with your customer. So, for example, if your customer has some specific requirement for the gauges, you can look at the same time at what our standard gauges are in terms of material, in terms of limits, ranges, and so on, to see if it's acceptable or not. And if it's not, then you can go back to the first step to specify what it is. So the CP team built this to give you also more information on the technicalities of our component, because we know that when you start talking with customers customizing product or expecting to have customized products, they want to know from the beginning what is our standard, but more than just the component type, the material. They want to have much more information. So the informations are here. On this slide, you see 3 different data sheets. So for gauges and earthing systems, I've also put it more reflecting all the information that are present on the spreadsheet. So here you have it. You have it all on this one, the rest of the components. So if you've been dealing with Robuschi for a long time, and especially on non-standard products, I have no doubt that those information will not be new to you. The only difference is that we've just formatted in a way that it's centralized and easier to navigate in and to be used. So that was the first activity that we wanted to present you today. Moving to the next one. So this is another big topic that we've discussed in the conference in October. One of the problems that we faced today with the spare parts, and especially with the Robuschi, is that there is a missing link between the parts or the product and its nomenclature, part numbers, or names. So the challenge today is that customers are not able to say which part they need because they don't have drawings, they don't have a parts list, they don't have a reference to go to or to start from and tell you or tell our spare part department, this is this particular part that we need. So we started creating exploded drawings for errands to facilitate this process. So you see here the list of all the components that are already available on RepsNet. So I'm going to show you where to find them. And the only one missing is the RVS vacuum pumps that are going to be finished within 2 weeks. We are using this information also to update our own standard product presentation because there are pretty good information in it. So where to find those information? If you go to RepsNet, under the technical data, you have a category which is spare parts list and parts drawing. This is where you're going to be seeing those documents. Then, of course, as usual, you select the brand, the technology, and then you'll be able to see the document. So today, you can see those documents, so exploded drawing. If you ever had to look at those in the past, they were cutaway drawings, 2D drawings, where it was a little bit difficult to check the parts to see exactly what it is. Now, so here is a zoom-in view. It's going to be much easier to reference a specific part. So nothing really crazy, to be honest, nothing really new. It's just us using the available technology right now to do 3D drawings and using it to create spare parts exploded views. Because you probably don't see what the table is made of, I've made a zoom in of it to explain you how it works. So you see that the table is built as the following. On the left side, you have the reference number from the drawing. Then you have the description, so it's in Italian and English, and then the quantity, and then the material. You can see that there is no part number referenced for any of those components. And the reason is very simple. Due to the variety of all pieces and errands that we've been created since many, many years, it is literally impossible to create a drawing for all of them. We would almost have to do a drawing per. So the idea was to create a generic drawing associated with generic naming for parts with numbers that could be used when a spare part is required, alongside with the serial number of the product. So, for example, if you have a customer that requires a spare part for a lobe errand, such as I'm showing right now, with this document, it can reference it with a number saying, I need this part, so the part, whatever, let's say, I'm going to use one that makes sense. They are all plugs. All right, so I'm going to use the number 304, regulating plate. So I need a spare part 304 for the serial number XYZ, whatever. And with this, our team for the spare part will be able to go to the bill of material and reference this number to a part number, and then be able to quote the correct part. In the past, the problem was that the pictures were used, which was not really so explicit and difficult. Also, naming were used, and for one person something means something, but for another it means something else. So we didn't have the same reference line to start from, and that was a gap on our side. That definitely didn't help the whole process. So now this gap is covered for all the products that you've seen before, and for all actually starting middle of April when the RVSs will be done. I've just put another example of pumps here where you see the same principle. Another big topic that has been discussed in October, and I'm sure that's going to interest you. Documentation languages. We know that not all the documents that we are having are available in all the languages, and it has been a problem in the past. And more than this being a problem, I believe it has been a problem because the process was just not stated. We've now created a process which I'm going to present you, and it's the following one. The screenshot that you see on your screen of the table with the green cells represents all the documents available today in all the languages. So every line represents a document, every column represents a language. Of course, the two first columns, which are all green, are Italian and English. These are the two base languages that we're having all our documents for. And then some are existing in other languages, depending on the requests that have been made throughout the years. The idea is now to use this as our master data file for all documents and update on a quarterly basis with all the new documents that we would have been created for the past quarter. In order to get a new document with a new language, so this table will be put on WebSnet. If you are seeing that there is a document not existing in the language you need, in order to get it, you will need to specify it with the order that you're placing for a particular machine. We will not create and translate documents upfront. As you can imagine, with all the documents that you can see that are not translated yet, we will not do it upfront. We will do it on a case-by-case basis where there is an order. So when you have an order that you send to Parma, in the order, it is very key to have it specified in the order. Please reference the document in the language you need to have translated in that are not present right now. And we will do it at that moment, alongside with the machine production. There is no additional fee or cost to be considered for the translation. We will cover it, but sometimes it can impact the lead time of the product, especially when we're talking about quick turnaround products. So a good idea is also to double check if you see that the lead time is short on the product, to double check with the factory the time required in order to translate, and try maybe to inform as early as possible the need of translation in order to not delay the machine because of the document. So the process was not in place before, and I'm convinced that it did not help. Now it is. There will be transparency on what is available and what is not, and from that, you guys will be able to adjust what you need based on the orders that you're going to send to the factory. All right, moving on to the next topic. So this actually is only a teaser. I'm not gonna present anything. I'm not gonna say much outside of we're launching a new product by the end of the month. You absolutely have to be present to see what it is, what are the features, where to find the information, and so on. It's been a long time since we've launched something in Robuschi, so we're pretty excited about it. And we are hoping to see you all seeing this new product being launched because it's going to be I'm sure a game changer. It's a different concept, different approach for the PD blowers. So we're definitely looking for some excitement, and we're definitely excited to launch it. So April 29th is when you have to be present. Of course, if you can't, that's okay. We will do a webinar and we will record it as we're doing right now. But make sure that you make some space in your calendar to be present and to see it live and to be able to ask questions directly. The last topic I wanted to bring from the product side is Class 0. This was another discussion or another topic that has been brought up during the conference in October, the need to have a Class 0 certified product. So for the past quarter, we've been successfully qualifying or testing and qualifying the Robox lobe and the Robox screws errands according to ISO 8573-1, which is what we commonly call Class 0. We are currently reviewing the certificate, so you see the draft right now on the slide, and within this month they will be available, communicated, and published within RepsNet. So you guys will be able also to have access to these. We will now be aligned with what others already are doing, and I'm sure it will help removing some of the discussion or the concern that might have been occurring in the past where we didn't have anything to certify that our product were Class 0. For information, we didn't change the design to make it Class 0. We just had the certifying body testing and specifying what they needed to see, and we did, and that was done. So a good progress, a good step forward that I'm sure will help everyone in getting more business and more in line with the market expectation. So that was pretty much it for me on the product side. I'm going to now pass the ball to Nora. Nora, can you hear? Can you speak?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
Perfect. Yes, wonderful. Perfect. I will let you go.
Yeah. Thank you. Hi, everyone. So from my side, I'll just be giving you the aftermarket update. And the first topic to cover is the liquid ring service kits. So this is just to highlight that we are trying to work more and more on service kits availability. And I have sent an email on the 1st of April with regards to these kit part numbers. And then I've also attached the content to in RepsNet. So the service kit content is available on RepsNet if you would like to download it. And the price lists, like I said, they're also been shared in that same promotional offer that I will cover in a minute. Yeah, so again, another point that was highlighted previously by our distributors is that we should be doing more and more of sort of promotional offers from the aftermarket side. So this was our first one for this year, and hopefully you should be seeing more. The service kit promotional offer was launched on 1st of April and is valid till the end of this month. It's valid on all Robuschi service kits, and again, I have shared this together with the liquid ring service kit on the 1st of April. The hope with this is that we promote more service kits together with the whole good when we sell in the machine or separately. But the idea is that our distributors should promote service kits more, because they tend to be a little bit, I guess, cheaper than buying the item separately. So I hope many of you can benefit from this promotional offer. Yeah, and next bit from the aftermarket side is that me and Christina, we've been working on creating some promotional material. I know that so far it hasn't been any, and hopefully you will see more and more by the end of this year that we'll be creating some more material. So far we've created spare parts and service kits, and I think, again, together with the promotional offer we have on service kits, we can use this flyer in order to promote the importance and how easy it is to use service kits in comparison to individual spares. But the idea is to use this promotional material to promote the spare parts. They are available on the Robuschi website, and also they're available on RepsNet. And you can incorporate your logo or your contact details onto this. With regards to Robuschi branded doll, we're working on it at the moment, but unfortunately, as we have promised, that the launch date was going to be Q1, we will unfortunately have to move this to Q3 due to we're still working on some technical specifications, and we're still waiting for some more feedback from our suppliers, and it's just going to take a little bit longer, and hopefully we should be launching it in Q3. Training, I know it's an important topic, and it again was another topic that came up during the conference we've had in October. I know Claudia has sent an email with the training topics that are covered, as well as I know some of you have contacted Alessandro directly, and just to let you know that places are filling up, and the next availability is September. So if you do need any training, please, for now, contact Alessandro directly. But hopefully we should be having this training schedule on RepsNet, so you can book the training directly through RepsNet, and you'll be able to see when the next availability is. And you'll also be able to have all the information you require in RepsNet for that particular training. And finally, just to add to what Romain was saying, I know a lot from the whole goods side, a lot of information being uploaded into RepsNet. We're trying to do the same from the aftermarket side, and so far I have uploaded the service content for all the RBSs and the service content for the liquid rings, as well as the terms and conditions for Robuschi. Again, it's another topic that we will be working on more, and hopefully you should see more and more material being uploaded under aftermarket Robuschi on RepsNet. From my side, that's all from the aftermarket update, and I'll just pass it to Christina now. Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon, I'm Christina, and I would like to give you an update of my main activities of this month. And surely one of the main activities is the web campaign. And the first one, this one that you can see, is for the aquaculture sector. And you can see some screenshots of the emails that our customers received. And we look to reach the main OEM and key accounts and users. And the first message was to expand your barge capacity up 3 times with the industry-leading space blowers that Garden Denver can offer. And the second message is easily to retrofitted, and low maintenance and concerning our blower solutions. And these campaigns, it is not only for Robuschi, but also was for Elmo Richle with the side channel blower, Robuschi the Robox Aqua hydrogen compressor. It was a specific campaign for some regions, North Europe, UK, France, Spain, Middle East, and some specific languages. And it was from January and March and ended last 2 weeks ago. And we created different collaterals like infographics. Gale Force, that is one of our main customers, animation with a case study, and also videos, and also we arrange social media campaigns, and a specific web page linked to a Robuschi website from Garden Denver 1. And also here you can see also a picture of the main fair that was in the first week of March, and in Agrame Fair in Dubai. And it was the key event for this sector. Second one, it is for concerning the web campaign, is the wastewater and biogas campaign. This is currently running. Started from first week of March and will end in May. And our aim is to reach customers and always potentials that are present in our wastewater treatment biogas database. And the focus is obviously on plant managers, buyers, engineers, process managers that in this specific sector, wastewater treatment, both industrial and municipalities, and biogas. And the first message that we would like to spread is the power of wind in the wastewater treatment industry, and also the focus on life cycle cost. You can see also here some screenshots of the campaigns with touches regarding Robuschi. This is a global campaign, not only focused on Robuschi, but also Wittig for the compressors, Centrifugal Hoffman Lamson, and Elmo Richle side channel blower. And also here there are some key events. This one that you can see the pictures was the fair in Aqua Netherlands, and the next one will be in May in the UK, in Telford, the water event. The other important topics that I would like to present is the newsletter, and different type of newsletter at Garden Denver. One, it is the global newsletter that was sent out the first week of April, and globally. And here you can see the screenshot for the Robuschi Touch. It is a case history for Robuschi centrifugal pumps in the paper mill. The second one, it is regarding the wastewater treatment and biogas newsletter. Also this one in April. And it is specific for the database for wastewater treatment and biogas. You can see here some screenshots for the Robuschi touches, And one, it is for the a case history, Robuschi wastewater treatment in paper mill with our Robuschi. And the second one, it is an interview to Russell that is explaining his experience and what he would like to reach as market sector manager for Garden Denver. The third newsletter, it is for you, is distributor newsletter that you will receive this month, and it is for Robuschi and more richly EMEA distributors. And here you can have an anticipation of the one screenshot that this newsletter. It is there are some topics that we will cover: product news, application case studies, aftermarket updates, and events. And another topic, it is the brochure. Nora has already presented the aftermarket one that we arrange all together. This one, it is an update of Robuschi brochure, the main brochure and also the scope of supply with the new layout and the logo. It's available in 6 languages, both in a website and also in RepsNet, with standard PDF, obviously in the website, but in RepsNet you can have also the printing files if you would like to print by yourself, and also you can add also your in contact on the back cover and also printed in this version. I think that it is a feature that I hope that you like, that you will use as much as possible. If you have some questions about this topic, please ask now or send me an email how to deal with this topic, how to deal with this in our brochure. And the last one, topic that I would like to present is another webinar that we had hosted at the end of March. It was related to a wastewater treatment campaign. Was toward the circular economy in wastewater treatment. And Russell was the presenter. And here is a screenshot of the white paper that the people participated to the webinar was able to download. And here, I mean that also here the registered people was huge, open to everybody. More than 100 people, but the attendance was only 40. This, for me, is very important to highlight this type of webinars, and also we can push as much as possible these activities, also through your help and support. So please, I ask you to spread this type of information that you receive from my side by mail to your customers, prospects, or to people that you think that may benefit to attend this type of webinar. And from my side, it's all, I think. And now, if you have some questions, questions regarding marketing, regarding romance section and or aftermarket, we are here in order to answer you. If
yeah, I don't see any question. In any case, if you guys have any questions in the future regarding the topic that we've touched, I mean, you can email Christina, Nora, or myself, depending on the subject. We're here to help. So the goal of the initiative is to strengthen the communication. So that's also to generate more exchanges between the factory and you guys. So. That's not the only moment. Webinars are not the only moment where you can ask questions, of course. Well, I think we can proceed. I don't see any other questions. So thank you very much, Nora. Thank you very much, Christina.
Thank you.
Just a quick recap of what we've been going through in the past 45 minutes. So you see quite some topics and quite different. So from all the activities that we've been covering since the conference that we hosted in October, to the details of the new processes being implemented from the CEP side. Exploded drawing now available for a wide range of Robuschi products already in RepsNet and to be completed within the next 2 weeks. You have also now a process being explained on how to get documentation in different languages and what to do in order to get them. A small teaser on the product that we're going to be launching at the end of the month, as well as the Class 0 certificate that will be available this month too. A lot of activities also on aftermarket, whether it's campaign, kits being launched, material, and trainings. So there's more and more coming. And you've heard what Nora was saying. It's just the beginning. So you will see more of these coming to you to support what the Robuschi service is as a huge opportunity. And on the marketing side, so all the campaigns that we are having and the communication towards you guys directly or towards customers and the market. So you've seen all the newsletters, all the activities that we're having targeting specific verticals such as aquaculture or wastewater treatment, and the supporting materials to do so. So I think that's it. We just have to now thank you for your participation and your attendance. You will be receiving a link to download the webinar if you wanna see something back. And if you anyway have any questions, well, don't hesitate. You know, we're here to support for anything that you guys need. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful weekend.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Bye.